Chapter 313. Mysteries, Divine Blood. Blood of the Gods. Where would he find it from? In this world, not to mention that it is hard to find the gods, even if he could find it. Would he, Kang Chon, dare to go and take the blood of the gods? Kid, maybe the blood of the goddess can. After Kang Chon told Emperor Dan the information about the green dragon flag, Emperor Dan pondered for a moment, and a brilliant light flashed in his eyes. Goddess. Kang Chon was shocked. He didn't expect the Dan Emperor to hit his idea on the goddess. He quickly shook his head and laughed bitterly. Elder Dan, the kid still wants to live for a few more years. Messing with the goddess isn't looking for death. Even if the goddess has not fully awakened, but also has the strength of the stage of conjugation. How can he resist, not to mention that now the corpse-catching sect is close to the mountain, he cannot enter or. Forget it. Since this treasure can be refined by you, it is destined to be with you. Sooner or later, you will find a way. Keep it first, Emperor Dan said. Kang Chon nodded and put away the green dragon flag. At this time, Huang Tao was still leading the crowd in mining the extremely high-grade spirit stones. This vein was neither big nor small. In Kang Chon's estimation, it would take at least half a year to finish mining. Of course, for cultivators, half a year was but a blink of an eye, no big deal. Half a year. I don't know if I can break through the 5th layer of the 9 revolutions Zhuanggong in this half a year. Kang Chon retracted his sight and once again closed his door to dive into cultivation. At this moment, his cultivation had long since reached the peak of the 9th layer of the Yuanying stage, and breaking through the out-of-body stage was only a matter of a few moments. However, in order to safely cross the tribulation, he needed to break through the 5th layer of the 9 revolutions Zhuanggong before he would be promoted to the outbreeding stage. Although he had already reached the peak of the 4th layer of the 9 revolutions Zhuanggong, long before he entered the orthodox battlefield, he was always unable to break through this final step, as if there was something blocking him. There was some anxiety in Kang Chon's heart. He was able to suppress his cultivation from breaking through, but it was impossible to suppress it all the time. If he was unable to break through to the 5th layer of the 9 revolutions Zhuanggong within a year, then he would have to advance to the outblood stage. How should I break through? Kang Chon fell into deep thought. He entered into deep seclusion, anyway, with Emperor Dan around. He wasn't afraid of enemies coming to attack. Huang Tao and the others didn't dare to disturb Kang Chon when they saw him in seclusion. They continued to mine the extremely high-quality spirit stones without stopping. After all, this is the battlefield of righteousness, and devil at any time may encounter enemies. It is better to finish mining earlier and leave this place earlier. Time slowly passes, 1 month, 2 months or 3 months. After 5 months had passed, a huge treasure ship was very high up in the sky, traveling at great speed in the direction of the eastern battlefield. It was a black treasure ship with a peak outbreathing stage powerhouse, to late outbreathing stage powerhouses, and 100 Yuanying stage cultivators gathered on it. At this moment, 3 outbreathing stage powerhouses stood at the bow of the ship, and beside them, there was a Yuanying stage powerhouse dressed in black. The crowd of Yuanying stage cultivators looked at this black-clothed youth who could stand with the 3 outbreeding stage powerhouses with a hint of admiration and awe in their eyes. Is this the eastern battlefield? The main battlefield of the Heavenly Tao sect? I wonder if that person is here. The black-clothed youth stood at the prow of the ship, looking down at the vast land beneath his feet, deep thoughts appearing in his eyes. If Kang Chon was here, he would have realized that this person was clearly the Black Demon King he had known in the spirit sealing space. The Black Demon King, who was one of the 3 greatest powerhouses in the City of Earth at the time. And nowadays, even though he was only a cultivator at the 9th level of the Yuanying stage, his strength was comparable to that of a mid-exhumation stage powerhouse, and he was a genius of Yuanying stage sealer level. It was precisely because of this that he was able to stand at the head of this ship, sitting on an equal footing with the other three outbreathing stage powerhouses. Hegemonic Emperor Kangchon, you were able to sweep through the spirit sealing space. Are you still able to sweep through the orthodox demon battlefield? Confidence gradually appeared in the Black Demon King's eyes. In spirit sealing space, he could only look up to the heavens. But after leaving the spirit sealing space, he didn't have a trace of reverence, because the spirit sealing space couldn't use true essence. It was only compared to the physical body. His physical body wasn't as good as Kangchon's, but he didn't think that his true strength was much worse than Kangchon. Yuanying stage sealed emperor. Even amongst the Yuanying stage powerhouses in the entire cultivation world, I'm in the top 100. Hegemonic Emperor Kangchon, I wonder what your current strength is. I hope I won't be disappointed. The Black Demon King thought in his heart, and his eyes revealed a bearish battle intent. Junior brother, what are you thinking about? Senior brother Lu Hai just sent a message over. He will be arriving at our place soon. At this moment, a strong person in the late out of body stage, next to him, at the Black Demon King with a smile, thinking about an old friend. He's also in the eastern battlefield. I just don't know if I'll be able to meet him. The Black Demon King smiled faintly. The eastern battlefield is vast and boundless. Without a method of contact, it would be almost impossible to meet each other. That peak out of body stage powerhouse said indifferently. Then it depends on our destiny. The Black Demon King smiled faintly. Boom, right at this moment, a huge demonic might envelop the sky, followed by a black shadow coming from the sky, with a strangely fast speed that made people approach at the second glance. It's senior brother Lu Hai. The three outbreathing stage powerhouses immediately became excited, each staring at the black shadow that came. A look of adoration in their eyes. Also a true disciple of the Black Demon sect, Lu Hai was the object of admiration in their hearts. With the strength of an outbreathing stage sealed king, Lu Hai's status amongst the true disciples of the Black Demon sect was very high, and he was almost an inwardly appointed Saint Son. Ha 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 ha. It turns out that junior senior brother has also come. Yuanying stage sealed king. Junior senior brother is worthy of being a disciple valued by the master. With a black light, amidst the boiling of demonic chi, a man slowly emerged. It was Lu Hai, who had been repelled by Kangchon. Greetings, senior brother Lu, the Black Demon King said respectfully, only that there wasn't the slightest bit of awe in his eyes. Being able to be sealed at the Yuanying stage, his talent was even stronger than Lu Hai in front of him. And in the future, being sealed at the outbreathing stage was absolute, and there was even the possibility of being sealed as an emperor. Similarly, Lu Hai also knew the potential of this junior brother, so he didn't dare to offend. He sized up the Black Demon King. Then with a flash of light in his hand, a mid-grade treasure weapon appeared. He smiled and said, "Junior brother, you've just come to the orthodox demon battlefield. You might be a bit unaccustomed to it, so this defensive treasure is given to you to protect yourself." Medium-grade treasure weapon. A light flashed in the eyes of the Black Demon King. He joyfully took it and bowed his thanks. Many thanks to senior brother Lu. The three outbreathing stage powerhouses on the side were filled with envy. Medium-grade treasure weapons. At their level, the lower-grade treasure weapons were simply rubbish goods. Only the medium-grade treasure weapons could work with them to exert the strongest power. It was just that mid-grade treasure weapons were too difficult to obtain. Usually only outbreathing stage King Seal powerhouses, who had been training in the King's Land, had the opportunity to obtain them. No need to be polite. Fellow disciples, what's the point of being polite to your senior brother? Lu Hai laughed cheerfully. The other three outbreeding stage powerhouses skimmed their mouths. Amongst the Devil's Way sects, there was no such thing as teacher brotherhood. There were quite a few who killed each other. In their opinion, Lu Hai also valued the potential of the Black Demon King and wanted to deliberately befriend him. and they usually didn't see him being so courteous to his other brothers and sisters. However, they didn't dare to talk too much. After all, Lu Hai's strength was there. They didn't dare to offend. By the way, what exactly is senior brother Lu's reason for asking us to come so quickly this time? The Black Demon King put away that medium-grade treasure weapon, and then asked. The other three outbreathing stage powerhouses were instantly refreshed when they heard that, and they all looked at Lu Hai. This time, senior brother, I found a supreme genius of the Heavenly Dao sect. Killing him, I'll gain military honors comparable to those of a harmonization stage powerhouse. But this son's strength is not familiar, and he has mysterious and unpredictable tactics, so I need you guys to help me out, Lu Hai said with an excited face. The Black Demon King and the others were surprised. Military honors comparable to the harmonization stage. That wasn't a simple genius. It was a supreme genius, a genius that was even more powerful than him, the Black Demon King. Senior brother Lu, could it be that your strength isn't enough to handle it? The peak out-of-body stage powerhouse said doubtfully. He was a little wary in his heart. That genius from the Heavenly Dao sect was feared to be of extraordinary strength, or else senior brother Lu Hai wouldn't have shared such a meritorious matter with them. I'm not afraid of his strength, but he also has a few outbreathing stage powerhouses and dozens of Yuaning stage powerhouses by his side. It's still a bit tough for me to kill him alone, in order to ensure that I kill him with a single strike. That's why I notified you guys to come. Don't worry guys, as long as this matter comes to fruition, I'll give the three of you a medium-grade treasure weapon each, Lu Hai finally guaranteed. He also knew that, in the Devil's Way, there was only the exchange of benefits, and not much camaraderie. However, in his opinion, a mere 3 medium-grade treasure artifacts were nothing. How could they be compared to the military merit that was comparable to the harmonization stage, as well as those upper-grade treasure artifact-grade blood knives? With that blood knife, my strength is comparable to that of a sealed Emperor powerhouse. And when that time comes, there will be a place for me in the King's Land, and it will be easy to obtain some medium-grade treasure artifacts, Lu Hai thought in his heart. Don't worry, senior brother Lu, we will assist you with all our might in this matter. Hearing Lu Hai's assurance, the 3 outbreeding stage powerhouses were overjoyed and hurriedly said. They also had thoughts about the military honors that were comparable to the harmonization stage, but they were clear that it was not something they could obtain with their strength, and being able to obtain a medium-grade treasure weapon was already good enough. Good, let's set off now. That group of Heavenly Dao sect disciples are mining extremely high-grade spirit stones. They haven't left yet, so it's our chance. Hearing the 3 outbreeding stage powerhouses agree, Lu Hai instantly revealed a smile. 5 months later, the excavation of the extreme-grade spirit stones had entered the end. Huang Tao and the others had smiles on their faces. This period of time of excavation, they had harvested abundantly. It was comparable to the accumulation of military honors from several battles. The breeze blew gently. Kang Chon was still in seclusion. His eyes were tightly closed. His body emitted a faint golden light. This was the sign of cultivating the 9 revolutions Zhuanggong. It had been a full 5 months. He still hadn't broken through to the final step, always getting stuck in the main at critical times. Kid, it's not a solution to be so closed off. Remember that cultivation must not be rushed. Just do it casually. Dan Emperor's voice sounded in Kang Chon's mind. He hadn't cultivated the 9 revolutions Zhuanggong, so there was no way to give Kang Chon guidance. Don't worry, Elder Dan. I'm not being impatient. Listening to Dan Emperor's voice, Kang Chon slowly opened his eyes. And in his eyes, there was a flash of brilliant light. Elder Dan, I've actually found the reason, but it still doesn't work. Oh, tell me. Emperor Dan was surprised when he heard this. Since he had found the reason, why was he still unable to make a breakthrough? It's the Zhuan Aura, the key to breaking through the 5th layer of the 9 revolutions Zhuanggong, to comprehend the Zhuan Ao. the Zhuan-ao of force, but I don't understand what a Zhuan-ao is. Kang Qian was filled with doubts. If he hadn't received the inheritance from the Force God Hall before, he didn't know how he could break through the 5th layer, because the 9 Revolution Zhuan Gong he was cultivating at that time wasn't complete. But after accepting the inheritance, he had obtained the complete 9 turns Zhuan Gong and knew the direction of his cultivation. From the inheritance, he learnt that after the 9 turns, Zhuan Gong entered the 5th layer. What he had to carry out was the cultivation of Zhuan-ao, and comprehending the Zhuan-ao of force was the key to cultivating the 5th layer of the 9 turns Zhuan Gong. Zhuan-ao, little fellow, I didn't expect you to come into contact with Zhuan-ao so soon. Emperor Dan was stunned at his words, a hint of shock and relief appearing in his eyes. Kang Qian's eyes lit up. Hearing Emperor Dan say that, he didn't know what Zhuan-ao was. Remember I told you that, after reaching the divine separation stage, the strength between cultivators is not compared to power, but something at a higher level. Emperor Dan's eyes revealed a brilliant light as he said, that would be the arcane mysteries. Kang Qian listened carefully. He knew that these things could only be covered by powerhouses above the divine separation stage, but only because he had cultivated the 9 turns Zhuan Gong, he had to cover them earlier.